Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for liking the videos, checking it out, and subscribing. I really do appreciate it. So let's get into it. What do we have here? Well, we have I've been meaning to, that's what I was trying to look at. We have a fire truck. What are we getting at? So, tow truck missions are in. Having the fire truck, what I'm testing out here is the rewards now. Oh yeah. That's quite a good, actually. Yeah, we'll tone that down a little bit. Alright, so the fire truck. It's going to need to have water. We're going to have different types of trucks. This one obviously is for putting out vehicle fires. We're going to have one for putting out structure fires. And then we're going to have a ladder truck for putting out multi-story structure fires. And then we might do, there's going to be one more element to it as well that we'll add later on. Yeah, so you'll be able to drive out to the remote areas, right? So I want to touch on a couple of things in this video. Number one, some people asked me to help calibrate their GPS. As much as I would like to do that, my thoughts on it are this. Listen, if you're able to get the X and the Z of where you're trying to get to, and you're able to get the distance, you're pretty much already there. If, for whatever reason, your calibration is out, it likely has to do with the numbers need to be crunched on the server side and then sent to the client. So the only issue with that is how do you get that live sort of, and unfortunately that means that you have to click a button. Every time you want to get the distance, you need to click a button to get that accurate distance from the server. That's just the way it is. That's all I can say about that. I tried many different ways, and I had the client doing the same thing, and I just found that the accuracy was way out. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. So, yeah, it is what it is. Navigating in Roblox is different. So that's what I'm saying. If you've already got these numbers, you can just as easily get your angle of rotation, your degrees, and then your angle of rotation, right? And then that gives you that. But it has to come from the server. Has to come from the server. I don't know why, but there's this discrepancy between this client side information and the server side information. So if the server is able to process the information and then give it to the client, that's the absolute best thing you can do. All right, getting that out of the way. So I introduced, I've added the tow truck. You can find Charles, he'll give you the tow truck pass. You need experience in order to use the tow truck. So that means you're going to have to continue to get garbage bins until you're able to use the tow truck. The tow truck, for now, is going to operate the same way as the garbage, where you fill it up and then you come in here with your truck, and then you just export it with a vehicle, with a trailer which has scrap vehicles on it for now. That's because I just couldn't get the car carrier working, so I just have to redesign it. That's coming up in the future. So I thought, okay, now that we've introduced towing, it's going to get you around the map. And a lot of these vehicles are going to be locked to experience. So we need a way to grind experience. And that's pretty much what we're doing here. We're grinding experience. So what I want to do is I've got this, and then I also want to, I thought I told it to script dot parent dot prompts dot proximity prompts dot enabled equals false. Right. Is there another prompt in here somewhere? That's the door open prompt. What's this one here? Oh, is that the same as that? It is the same. I see. I see. This one here. Get rid of that one, I think. Let's see. Oh no, I can't get rid of that one. Uh-oh. Right, so now that we've introduced towing, what I want to do is use towing as a way to give the player additional passes to unlock more of the game, right? Because, so the idea is that this is a game, right? So what we want to do is, the first thing we do is if we start grinding for garbage, it gives us a basic amount of experience and it gets us around. We can explore the map, okay? Then we find Charles. He gives us our first pass, our first badge, which happens to be the towing badge. Okay, then from there, we're going to get missions, and it's through those missions that we're going to obtain these additional badges. So right now, it's set up. So if I just go Control Z on that, okay, that didn't do anything. I thought there was more. All right, I misunderstood. I thought there was something else there. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's see if I get rid of that. Does that get rid of? It's just the prompt, right? So now what's the? I'm so confused here. There's two sets of emergency controls here, and I'm just trying to figure out which. This is the console and the water functions, and this one console, water functions, and emergency controls. So if this one here isn't enabled, all right. So this one here is enabled. So this one here I need to say script.parent .prompt .proximity prompt .enabled equals false. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, perfect. That solves that. I don't know why there's two interfaces there. Whatever. It's however this truck was. I set it up a long time ago. Okay, so I'm just focusing on being able to give a reward to the player. We've done two things. With the GPS, we're able to accurately guide the player anywhere in the map. All right. So now that we've done that, we're able to randomly spawn locations around the map, and the player will be able to travel to that. Keeping those two things in mind, what we're doing now is we're trying to develop more interactive mission types for the player, right? So we started with garbage, then we went to towing. Now we're moving into fires. Then we'll move into, I don't know, EMS, rescuing people. And then we'll move to the taxi missions, delivery missions. And then after that, we'll do distribution. Right? So what is that? EMS, taxi, delivery, distribution. That's 4 more. Plus the fire, plus the towing, plus the garbage. That's 7. Then we need to do construction. That's 8. And then we want to do police. That's 9. Different types of jobs. That should be pretty sufficient. And of course, you saw the airport. So somewhere in here, the player will be able to get a helicopter to explore the map. There's going to be all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty good. 9 to 10 different things, okay, different themes that we are building onto. So the bridge to all of those themes are the towing missions. All right. So again, right now, all I'm testing is did the rewards save? Oh, they sure did. And so that's that. Activate it. Okay, perfect. So what I found is that the best thing I can do when the player chooses a vehicle and they want to spawn the vehicle into the game, I can just lock that for experience. I can say, well, if this value is, I don't know, less than 50,000, and then I want to make, all right, cool. If it's less than 50,000, then whatever, right? Whatever I'm getting at. So maybe you need 10,000 experience to spawn the fire truck. Maybe you need 15,000 experience to spawn the tractor to get hay from the farmer, so you can turn it into groceries, so you can deliver the groceries, etc., etc. Right? So there's going to be all that kind of stuff, right? So the best way to do that is, instead of locking it out with cash, we'll lock it out with experience, and then we'll use cash for consumption, fuel, water, anything that we need for the vehicles. Specifically fuel, but in this case, the fire truck's going to need water, and it's going to have a water amount to it, which was the other thing I wanted to test out. I did put the additional interface, so I do want to see if it does drive with the additional interface. We'll test that out here in this video as well. So, you'll go to the fire station. That part I'm not sure. Yeah, you'll go to the fire station, and that's where you'll get a mission, okay? And then the mission will be a window that will open up, and you'll say, I don't know, rescue vehicle, let's say, right, put out fire, whatever it is you're doing. Let's see. And then what it'll do is it'll take you to a random location on the map. And so what I want to do is I want to keep the consistent theme of activating a prompt, spawning in the mission. So rather than just having the mission spawn into the workspace from way over there, I want the player to navigate here and then activate the mission while they're here. That way you can get set up, you can get all your stuff set up, blah 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 blah, and then you can spawn the mission and finish it. Pretty much. So I like that. That's so cool. Then what I need to do is I need to put more lights on the truck, fire truck. Right, there's some in the back, but it doesn't have the lights. Oh yeah, that works. Nice. So these controls are going to be down here. I'm going to change these so they're graphics instead of just words. Nice. Yeah, this thing drives quite well. It's slow though. It looks like it needs a little bit more horsepower. Right, and so that's basically that. So then, something's happening with the lights here. No idea what's going on. This thing needs these, and then that. I want to make those individual, obviously individual buttons. But I think it'd be cool, and then you can just come up to the car, right? We'll navigate to wherever the mission is. Just like that. And then, of course, the EMS missions will be the same. Let's see. Oh. Cool. I'll have to have something interactive for them. I'm not too sure yet. Exactly. So that's that. So like I say, I want to stick with the theme of we need the object on the map that we need to locate. Once we locate the object, so that's what I want to go through next, is how do we give the mission to the player. So what I want to do is I want to lock these missions need to be, you need to have the towing pass first. So I guess we could do that. We could go through that. So that means where's Charles? Charles, there he is. He's way over here. All right. So we see Charles. Did Charles give it to us? Maybe. Or Charles' mom. Now I'm wondering. Here. Let's see. So with this, it needs to, which badge though? The tow badge. That's all. And then if you don't have it, so if you have the mission, but you don't have the pass, which shouldn't work anyways, you should, so this one here we can get rid of. And this one here, if has pass, then can get rid of that, I think. Yeah. All right, so you come way out here and you talk to Charles' mom. And then if you have the mission, then she gives it to you. But what I'm thinking is I created the fire marshal, wherever he is. Where is he? Where is he? Charles is there. Did I not put him in a... There he is. Okay, so he's in NPCs. Now in here, I put the pass, but I think what I'm going to do is something different. I'm going to use, you can get missions from him, and then, yes, exactly. And then what I'm going to do is, this is going to be fire missions instead. And then it's going to check to see if you have the, turn this to true. True then, and then instead of rewarding it, we'll go through that. And I gotta change this around a little bit. Alright, so if you have the pass, okay, and then the other thing I need to do is we need to look at the dialog box. So many elements at this. Okay, well, there he's there. Okay, so let's take this first off. Let's get this. There's a few things going on here. So we don't want this person to give us the pass, right? What we want you to have to complete a mission in order to get the pass, instead of just, in this case, finding the NPC and then getting the pass. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to here, and we're going to change this to here, which it already is, and then this is going to be the the fire marshal, and then he's going to say, if you don't have the pass, it's complete missions to obtain pass. And then if you have the pass, there might be 2 L's in that, I don't even know. He's going to say, thank you. It'll say we can always use... So the idea behind the game is you're the operations manager. So you're not necessarily a person that is always driving a fire truck, is always driving a garbage truck, is always driving a tow truck, right? The idea is just kind of like you're overseeing everything, but we're short here, so okay, let's go drive a fire truck for a couple of missions. Oh, we're short here. That's the concept. That's going to be the story to the game. All right. So then, all right. So then, when we see Charles' mom, we need this badge here. All right. So this is the fire badge, and then what we want to do is, as a reward for rescuing Charles' mom, we'll get access to the fire missions. I like it. Okay, so now what I need to do is, Tom, he's for the garbage. Okay, let's put all the NPCs together. So now what I need to do is I need to figure out the pass, I guess. I don't even know what I'm trying to do here anymore. Yeah, I need the code that gives the player the pass. That's what I need now. Once I put this NPC in the proper folder. Which isn't even... Where is it? It's there. Oh my goodness, Tom. Why are you doing this to me? NPC. There we go. Okay. So now what I do is, because I made the welcome script, which gives us a pass every time you join the game, that is my reference. And I just grab this code here, boom. And then once it saves here, we'll give them the badge. And that way, if something happens and it doesn't save, it's not going to give them the badge. It's perfect. So I guess it's all right. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I said there's going to be 9 mission types, and now we've introduced 3, so we need 6 more. So what I'm going to do is, I now need to create 6 more main mission types, and then this guy's gonna be the fire marshal. He's gonna be the fire marshal. And then so we'll find him on the map. What we're gonna need is I'm gonna need a part here, anchor it, can collide, transparency. This, and then what we need to name the part is, and then we need to put this inside the view folder. Missions. No, we'll just leave it there because there won't be that many. I don't think. I'm not sure. Okay, so the fire hall. So now when it comes to trying to locate the fire hall, what we need to do next is we need to create a window in the minimap. Tool frame visible. Right. So I see how I've locked the jobs. So then when it comes to here, job select, towing, we'll duplicate this. This will be fires. And it's going to say all right, and then on the spawn script, we want to say script parent tow frame job select dot fires. Mouse button 1 down, connect function. Alright, and then we want to say, so what I do is, because the player interface is on the player, I just search the player for how much experience they have. It's as simple as that. And then that way you don't have to worry that someone is going to try and exploit the game. They don't have to, because the game will read directly whether they have the experience or not. If they don't have the experience, they can't access it. If they do, they do. You know, all that kind of stuff, right? This is sort of how the best way to kind of secure stuff. So let me say if script dot parent oh, script dot parent dot tow frame oh, and then we need to create a frame for it. So instead of tow jobs, we can duplicate that, and we can make this fire active. I'm probably going to go over the code here. Oh, it's auto saving. Oh, tow jobs. No, we want to make that one invisible. We want to duplicate this one here. Yes, and this is going to be fire jobs. Perfect. Then we're going to make that visible. And then we're going to say dot tow frame dot. Now it's, what's it doing now? Auto saving again. Dot tow frame dot fire jobs. Perfect. Perfect. I need this here. Let's see. This would be this one here. Script parent toe frame. Toe frame. Dot fire jobs. Oh no, it would be script.parent.toolframe.job select. .job select. .fires. Yeah, there we go. Gain more XP. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, I like that. So I'm getting some decent selections here from the AI. It's speeding me up a little bit. So now that we have, as you can see, there's a lot of. So we'll get rid of. There's a lot of elements. So we just need 2. This is our fire jobs. In the scrolling frame, we have. This will be car fire. And then this is going to be. Do we need the. Route to the fire station. Route to the active fire. Right, okay. So this one here. Spawn fire truck. Go to the fire. Gotcha. Okay, so that's what we need to do now. Okay. So car fire. This one is going to say... find car on fire. And this one is going to say route to fire hall. Because you're going to need water and you're going to need fuel. Those elements are going to be added here. And then that just what? Script to parent city storage. Script to parent. Sure. City storage. So this one here is going to be our route to shop. Sure, it's going to say route to fire hall. Wait a second. Yeah, route to fire hall, and that's going to make this one here visible. Route to fire hall. Perfect. And when that one isn't visible, the other one is visible. This one here is going to say route to fire, and this one's going to say spawn vehicle fire truck. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this yes, it's full of errors, I know. We're going to make this where was I going? I just totally got sidetracked with that. So there's going to be different types of trucks, right? And then all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to suggest to the player the best vehicle to use. You can use whatever vehicle you want. You can spawn the ladder truck and you can respond to car fires. It doesn't matter. So long as you click on route to fire. Route to fire is what is going to give us our destination. Okay? So for now, we're at the fire hall. And then I need to duplicate this wherever it is. I need to duplicate that, and then I can put this into missions, and this can be burning car A, and I can even group this as a folder, and this could be car fires. So my hope is that eventually these will show up on the mini-map, but I'm not sure. That's why I'm putting them in the view folder, but I'm just not sure how I want to incorporate that yet. So I'm just adding them now, and I'm building the code now so I don't have to do it later on. Okay, so now that we get the car fire, what we need next is the tow car thing. And we need to paste that into here. So now why is that? Well, what the tow car thing does, it spawns the vehicle for us, right? So that's what we need. So this is going to be spawn car fire. And then the badge ID that we want is the badge ID. Oh, it's auto-saving it from Charles's mom. So I'm not too sure what this video is. It's just more of a dev vlog, I guess. I'm just sort of adding some. We're just adding a few things, and what I want to show primarily is how complicated it's getting. Yeah, there we go. Different badge number. It'll be 10,000, but for now I'm going to set it to 1 so that way I can test it. I will quickly test. Well, we'll just test it at full value, whatever. And then it'll say speak to let's see. Oh no, that's right. You need to find. You need. Plus. $10,000 XP. All right, perfect. So now what I'm going to do is, and that'll be the message from here. What I'd like to do is on this block, instead of making it a block, I want to make it a fire hydrant. I think that would be cool, actually. Okay, so sure, burning car A. It could just be burning mission, and these could be all over the map. No, it doesn't. It has to have its own A. Okay. I'm going to populate a bunch of these all over the map, and eventually there's going to be like a random number generator, and when it says route to fire, it's going to randomly select one of these to go to, and that's where you're going to go to. Haven't put that into the system yet. It'll be easy, I hope. That'll probably be the next thing I work on. So, how do we get this thing to route to the fire accurately? That's probably what everybody's wondering. How am I so accurate? Why is it so accurate? Well, what it does is it pings the server. And it's going to ping the server on let's see, fire jobs. Not burning car A. So now we need to go to replicate storage. And then we need to insert a folder. And we need to call it fire job. And then we need to insert an object, a remote event. And we need to call that burning car A. Just like that, okay? So what we're doing is we're requesting the server to give us these numbers. We're not doing it on the client side, okay? Because when we do it on the client side, we can still get the X, Y, and Z, but it's not going to be as accurate as if we get it on the server side. It's as simple as that. Now, I do have some special server code that will change up here. Yeah, so then when it comes to spawning the vehicle, We're going to spawn replicated storage car spawn. Is that right? And then we'll duplicate this, and we're going to call this spawn fire truck base. Spawn fire truck base. See how many scripts? Was that 4? And there's still so many more. Then we go to spawn, and we duplicate this, and we say spawn okay, and then replicate storage dot car spawn dot spawn fire truck base, and then what it does is we then need to create a variable for it, and we're going to copy this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to call it fire truck. And then when the player leaves the game, we need to find this, and we need to put this in here. There we go. All right. So that's the player leaving. Then when it spawns it in, it's going to be... This is how we track it in there. And then we want to get fire truck. Now, I haven't put the water value yet on the fire truck, so we're going to leave this out. So what it does, it spawns the vehicle in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have a couple of saved values: the amount of water that you have on the truck, and the fuel, obviously. So when you spawn the vehicle in, it'll have that. And as you're putting out cars, it's going to cost water, and you'll have to go back to the fire station and you'll have to purchase water. That's where cash comes into play. I think it's kind of neat. It's a different kind of, different sort of concept. So yeah, so that's where we go to that. So then that's going to spawn there the fire truck, and now I have to make sure on the actual fire truck. Oh, maybe I didn't. Right, again, if you have the server gather the information that you need, it's going to be accurate. Okay, and then I need to turn this to S fire truck. Is it this one here? Like that. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's a couple more. There's still a couple more scripts, so that should change that. Take the basic fire truck, and we're going to move this into server storage. May as well go into vehicles. And then when we spawn it, this is what we're looking for. we are looking for vehicles, and we are looking for basic fire truck. Like that, and then it should spawn it beside me, and I should be able to get in it, and I should be able to drive it, and I should be able to put out this car here. Now there is a spawn. Where is it here? There is a spawn. There. This here is going to spawn. Server storage. Where's the burning car? Respawn car fire. So it's right here. Perfect. Just like that. And it could be named whatever. Car fire. Because once... You know what? It could be named player dot... yes, here we go. We'll do this. We'll say player dot name car fire, and then we'll take this here, and when the player leaves the game, so first off, when they let's see. Then it'll spawn it in, but what I want, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. It should check to see if this exists in the workspace, and then it should delete it first off. And then, yeah. So this is, at this point in time, as you can see, there's a lot of code, and I haven't populated the map yet. For this reason, I'm still going through the code, I'm still analyzing the code, and I'm still thinking about what I need to add. Once I'm finished, I'll then populate the map. But as you can see, we're getting very complicated, and there's only a few zones, and we're already very complicated. So I just want to make sure before the player starts mass spawning stuff into the game. Similar to the garbage bin, right? It detects if the bin's in the space first. If it is, then it deletes it and allows you to spawn a new one. So that's what we need to do, is we need to check the workspace first off. So we need to say if game, get service workspace. Then we need to say find first child, player dot name, S car fire. Then and then we can do that. Otherwise, do this. So what do we want it to do? We want to say simply remove it. There we go. So if you already have a mission spawned, and for some reason you get another one, perfect. That's how we're going to solve that. So I need to do that for the towing missions as well. And then, for whatever reason, if you don't happen to get rid of the car fire, then what we need to do is we need to say this. We need to say this here as well. And when the player leaves the game, we have to make sure that we're getting rid of all the elements that we've allowed the player to spawn into the game. It's definitely a lot. It's definitely a lot. We could print fire removed. And then what I do is I test it. I go around and I mass spawn all these things in, and I try and test it. Okay, so that's that. So then if we try and spawn it in, it should be locked. That's our location button. That should be okay. I only have a couple of spawn car buttons on the world map. I may as well fix those real quickly before we do a test here. And then, oh, and I got a pickup truck too. I thought that was pretty cool. I added a pickup truck, and we can tell. There's I've been working hard. So we could for this. See, this doesn't matter because when you hook up to the car, it changes the name of it anyways. It changes the name of it anyways. So it's fine. So we want to say if game get service workspace find first child, then okay, that solves that one. And we'll do this here. So because part of this too is that I don't want you could spawn. I don't want them to be able to spawn multiple vehicles, and I honestly hadn't thought about that. So we can say player.name. And this just solves that. Oops. It solves it. What do we need? 100 XP for this one? Is it 100 or is it 5,000? I think it's 5,000. Did I fix this one here? I did, yeah. Okay. So we say if game get service workspace find first child, then so as you see how I'm adding complexity to these scripts over and over again, I start with at the core, what do I want the script to do? And then I just say, okay, let's add variables to it, and then I just add variable. That's all. I'm sure there's another way of doing it. I'm sure there's a better way of doing it. But the purpose of this is just to show, you know, this is coding. This it's organized. As you can see, we're adding stuff. It does stuff. Cool. All right, perfect. So all that is fixed. Then the last one we need to do is Charles's dear old mom, and this is going to be same thing. Player.name. Sedan. It could be the same as the other one there, and then we can say first thing we want to do is game. Hey, perfect. Oh no, where to go? Game. Yeah, I don't like. Sometimes I hesitate a little bit because I had it deleted a bunch of code automatically. I wanted it to just add one line of code, and it decided to rewrite my script. So sometimes I hesitate to let the AI kind of give me lots of suggestions. 1 or 2 lines of suggestions is fine, but if it's going to start rewriting the script, just be cautious with that. Alright, so we'll do the same with this one here. We'll remove it here. Perfect, just like that. Cool. Cool. So some interesting work. Some interesting dev work. We have the burning car. I don't think I changed. I did. I modified a few things on it. So I want to make sure that this burning car here is the one that we spawn into the workspace. Car fire. If I... No. No. Okay. And then I'll finish the toe frame. That'll be the last thing here. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. So I should be able to spawn the... the fire truck. And then I want to check that these just open and close, and that's pretty much it. Then we'll do the routing, and that's it. I don't know if I'll have time, actually. I don't know where we're at in this one here. I don't know. It doesn't tell me. 56 minutes. Holy cow, 1 hour video. There you go. Right, so once you rescue Charles' mom, then you'll get the fire mission badge. Hopefully that's the way I want to do it. And then you can come there and you can run fire missions, right? And then if you'll see another NPC, and they'll give you another badge, maybe. Or you'll go back to Charles and he'll do something else. That I'm not too sure. But that, I think, is a good way of opening the game. You know, it allows the player to... It slowly introduces the player to the game. Alright, let's see here. Test a couple of things. Oh, there's the car on fire. First off, so that works. That works. And then this is going to be water that you have saved in the, you know, I just think it's cool. And we'll see, we'll spawn. Oh yeah, all right. Might need to spawn a little further away from the player. Do we want to unlock it? Yeah, and then we want to activate. Cool. And then if we get inside, hopefully we can drive it. Yeah, and then I gotta set this up so that way you can get through the doors, you can just jump through into it. Cool. That's the right, so this capacity will go down at a certain rate. Don't know what that is yet. I'll have to calculate that in. Perfect. And let's go over to the fire station and see if we can spawn. We shouldn't be able to. It should tell me I need more experience. So what I'll do is I'll change, I think, so there, for example, we use the mailboxes. I think I'm going to change it around to the fire hydrant. I think that'll be cool. That'll spawn the mission. The car, wherever it is. Yeah. I think I'll do that. That's neat. The burning structure. So I think the police missions are going to be interesting because we'll have to have, like, I don't even know how that's going to work. Alright, so here we are at the fire station. Oh, there we go. We need the fire badge. It was lagging. It was just lagging. Cool. Alright, then I need to add the removal of the fire truck. When we spawn in all the vehicles, etc., etc., etc. And I'll just be doing that probably for another hour or so on my own time. So I don't know what to make of this video, just a dev video. What do? We set up the fire truck, set up the missions. As you can see, there's a lot of elements to it, and this is why I stress over and over again that we want to start slow. We want to have an idea, and we want to build on that, and we want to make sure that all the elements work. So it may seem like initially you're not making any progress, but now, as you can see, there's lots of progress that we can start to make because we've built the elements. We've built the elements that we need, and we've made sure they work and they're accurate, etc., etc. So with that, I bid you adieu. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video.